All right, let's talk about something really, really big. I mean, forget building a new city, forget colonizing Mars. We're going to talk about a project on a truly galactic scale. It's this fascinating intellectual puzzle called the Milky Way Nannite Challenge.
And here is the question at the absolute heart of it all, and it's a wild one. Could we, humanity, actually seed our entire galaxy, not with giant spaceships, but with intelligent particles? Particles so small, they're tinier than a single grain of dust.
So what in the world are we even talking about? Well, these aren't just cosmic specks. They're called Milky Way nanites, and you could think of them as these brilliantly designed submicron messengers, specifically engineered to travel between the stars and, maybe kickstart life or development in brand new solar systems.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like pure science fiction, right? I mean, how could something that tiny, with no engine, no fuel, how could it possibly travel across the insane emptiness of space? Well, the answer is kind of poetic, by sailing on sunlight.
See, it all boils down to this cosmic tug-of-war between two forces. You've got gravity, which we all know pulls things in toward a star. But then you have something called radiation pressure. It's a tiny, gentle push from the sunlight itself. Now, for big stuff like Earth, gravity wins, no contest. But if you're incredibly, incredibly small and light, that push from sunlight can actually be stronger than the pull of gravity.
And that right there is the key. For these tiny nanites, our very own sun becomes the launch pad. The light pouring off of it acts like a rocket, just constantly pushing them, accelerating them out of our solar system and into the great cosmic ocean, all without a single drop of fuel. It's pretty amazing.
This whole idea might still sound a little out there, I get it, but this is where things get really interesting. Has nature ever done anything like this on its own? And the answer is a resounding yes.
And this isn't just a guess. We have solid evidence. The research is very clear on this. Scientists have found natural, nanoscale structures that have survived the journey from other star systems all the way to ours. It basically demonstrates that, yes, interstellar travel for things this small is absolutely possible. Nature has already provided the proof of concept. What kind of things are we talking about? Well, for example, they've found particles of presolar silicon carbide, and even these incredible things called presolar graphite onions. Now, these are tiny, tiny grains that formed around some other long-dead star. They traveled across the vastness of space and eventually ended up right here in our neighborhood. So yeah, nature has been sending tiny travelers between the stars for a long, long time.
Okay, so nature proves it's possible. But how could we actually, pull this off intentionally? Well, it's not just a daydream. There's a theoretical roadmap, a 5-step plan for how we could tackle this absolutely massive challenge.
The plan breaks it all down. First up, the blueprints. You got to design and manufacture these things right here on Earth. Then, ejection. You have to make absolutely sure our sun's light can push them out with enough speed. Step 3 is survival, engineering them to withstand millions of years in deep, harsh space. Fourth is arrival. They have to be designed to survive the chaotic birth of a new solar system. And finally, deployment. They need a plan to activate and start their mission in the light of a brand new star. Yeah, it's a huge undertaking, but it is a concrete set of problems to solve.
Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all. With a project that could take literally millions of years to show any results, why? Why would we even bother? I mean, what is the point of a project where the payoff is so impossibly far in the future?
And this is really the core tension of the entire idea. On the one hand, the good news is staggering. We could potentially see life or development in new star systems across the entire Milky Way. But the bad news? No one alive today or for thousands of generations would ever know if it actually worked. It's the ultimate long-term investment.
So, why do it? Well, one of the most powerful reasons is that it speaks to our frontier spirit. It's that same fundamental human drive that pushed explorers across unknown oceans and sent astronauts to the moon. It's that desire to reach out, to see what's over the next hill, and to leave a mark on the great unknown.
And then there's a more whimsical motivation, a more playful one. You could almost think of it as a kind of friendly cross-galaxy competition. It's a way for us to signal to any other intelligent life out there, hey, we're here and we can do some really cool stuff, even if, we're a little hesitant to put a return address on the package.
So there you have it, the Milky Way Nannite Challenge, a project of almost unbelievable ambition and timescale.
And it really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If you could send one of these tiny messengers out into the cosmos, like a message in a bottle thrown into a galactic ocean, what would you want it to say?